This is just a regular Energizer lithium battery, and what's inside of it honestly kind of scares me. Just for fun though, I'm gonna open it up, and I've already made a little cut in the outer shell. Opening batteries like this is dangerous, and it's almost always a huge pain, but I was eventually able to pop off its shell. Now I can unroll its insides and reveal the thing that scares me. It honestly doesn't look like much, but it's a bunch of lithium metal, and it's extremely reactive. The metal itself technically isn't what scares me though, and it's what can happen if it's added to water. Normally, it just fizzles a bunch, and maybe lights on fire. In this foil form from the battery though, it can sometimes be a bit more reactive. I personally had to discover this the hard way, and I'm very lucky it all turned out okay. Today, I've decided to singe my eyeballs. To do this, I just have to add some powdered magnesium metal to a small beaker. Then on top of this, I'll pour in some silver nitrate that I dried for a day in the oven. Then after this, all I have to do is shake it around until it looks like they're completely mixed. At this point, it should be ready, and I'll carefully pour it out. Now, I just have to splash it with a speck of water. This immediately triggered a reaction, and the silver nitrate was almost instantly turned back into silver metal. The silver metal was sprayed everywhere as a liquid though, and it was so bright that it kind of temporarily blinded me. This little gas cylinder is filled with extremely flammable hydrogen gas, and I really want to light some of it on fire. To get the hydrogen out of the tank though, I first need to add a regulator. Now I can attach a balloon and carefully open the valve. As the balloon fills with the hydrogen, it starts lifting up, just like it would with helium. The only difference is that hydrogen is even lighter than helium, and a lot more dangerous. Helium alone is almost completely inert, and when I tried lighting a balloon of it on fire, it wasn't super impressive. This, however, is what happens when I try it with the hydrogen balloon. What I have here is a liquid metal that kind of looks like mercury, but it's actually something called NaC. I made it a while ago by combining potassium and sodium metal, and it's extremely reactive and potentially explosive. Something I've been really wanting to try, though, was to shoot it into some liquid nitrogen. It shouldn't react with it or anything, but it should be more than cold enough to freeze it and turn it back into a solid. Okay, so at this point, it's looking pretty good, and I have this nice little metal egg. Despite it being really cold, though, it should still be super reactive, and I just had to see what would happen if I threw it in water. A while ago, I made some bubbles filled with propane, and they were pretty fun to light on fire. What I've been really wanting to try, though, is to do it with hydrogen. This is because, unlike the propane, it's actually kind of explosive, and I think it could be a lot more exciting. But anyway, to try this, I'll first need to make some bubbles, so I'll get some soapy water, and I'll shoot in the hydrogen. At this point, I felt that it was looking pretty good, and I carefully scooped out some of the bubbles. Now, all I need to do is light it on fire, and I think it's a lot more fun than the propane. It's pretty common for things to react as liquids and solids, but they can also react as gases. To show this, I just have to do something that I always find fun. Into a beaker, I'll pour some hydrochloric acid, and then I'll slowly lower in another beaker with ammonia in it. Both of these chemicals are made by dissolving gases in water, but the gases can escape. When they do, and they meet each other in the air, they react to make the solid and smoky looking ammonium chloride.